Good morning, everybody. I'm just taking a moment to adjust and get things going here and get my comments going. So, oh my gosh, happy Friday. It's Friday. So today I have a show and tell of sorts. I have a bunch of cards in a bin that I want to just flip through and show you. And before I do that, I've had a couple of questions about these cards that I made. So these are cards that I made just for kicks. Stampin' Up's challenge this month is to use their alphabet sets. And so I was looking for a creative way to use these alphabets. And I thought I would show you what I did to use them. So first, let me show you the different alphabets that Stampin' Up has available. First, they have this one called Alphabet a la Mode, and it's my most used one because the size is pretty good. The size of the letters, oh, get out my ruler here. Come on. I'm having a slow start, right? The letters are approximately 1 3/4-ish, just a little over 1.5. And then they are only, most of them are about a 1/2 inch wide. There are some wider letters, of course, like the M, but it's it's pretty perfect for scrapbooking titles and things like that. And I like that there's multiples of 2 E's and 2 A's and 2 N's. Like in my family where everybody has 2 letters in their name, it's really nice to have 2 of those. And then this set right here, boy, do I remember the name of it? What's wrong with me? It is called the Mini Alphabet Die, and it is an all-over die. I have used this gobs and gobs. You guys have seen me use it. It's all one plate, so it cuts out all the letters at once. And then I use one of the Stampin' Up, like DVD cases to store my extra letters. And that way, whenever I want to spell a word, if I have it already cut, deal, cha-ching, right? And then the third alphabet they have is called Party Alphabet Dies, and these are the ones that are the most current in the current catalog. They're huge. They're huge. These are 1 3/4 wide by almost like 2 3/8, so a little under 2.5, 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Yeah, that's a huge letter. And one of the things that I really like to do is I love to spell out a word and cut it all at once. It's just so much easier. And when you're doing these, I could have made 100 of these, boom, 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 if I didn't mind running it through my machine. And I'll show you how I did that, okay? Scoot that over. So when you get out your letters, and I have a lot of card panels, so, you know, I just have card panels cut and ready. And basically, I just get out the letters that I'm going to use. Look how many. Oh my goodness. And look, you get all the numbers, which is really fabulous. This is my favorite one. If I had to pick only one to get, I would get this one. But you can see that you can, if you can keep them nice and straight, you could cut them all at once. cutting the individual words, ugh, not my favorite thing. You know, like doing or cutting the individual letters one at a time. No, thank you, right? Okay. Now, I have this ruler. This is just a quilting ruler sort of thing, but this is Club Scraps ruler, and it's 8 inches long. And it goes from 0 to 8 on one side, but on the other side, it's a centering ruler. It has a 0 in the center, and the numbers move out. And so you can lay it on your project, make the two side numbers the same. So this is a 4-inch panel, so I have it set at 2 and 2. And there's your center. And so you can kind of put your letters straight and centered. You can use any ruler to do this. The main thing is that it touches your paper where you can butt your letters up against it, which is really nice. And then once you have them where you like them, use your washi tape or whatever tape that you have, and then just lay across them and rub that on there. And then you run it through your machine and it will cut out a hole. You see? And if you really look close, you can see it pretty well. You can see that I put a red cardstock behind it so that it shows through. Instead of cutting all of these out in red and gluing them on. Now, the other thing too is after I run this through, I can pick this up and move it down and run it again. Or I can just keep working these letters over and over again, and keep them nice and straight. Do you love that? It's so easy to do that. If I wanted to cut all of these in red or whatever, if I didn't want to keep reorganizing each individual letter, it's much faster to have your letters taped together and run those through a machine. So that's how I did that, and very fast. And on this one, I did the top row and then the bottom separately. So I did let it and then snow and then just ran the whole thing through. How's that? I think that's an amazing trick, right? Okay. And then I was thinking, well, yeah, you could do that with any of these alphabets, with either of the alphabet sets that are individual letters. So if you wanted to do a Christmas one, you could do joy or peace or Noel. You pick a word and you just center it on your panel. You know, use your tape that down and just cut it over and over again. This would be awesome for, you know, here I just put cardstock behind the openings. But if you flip this panel over and put acetate on, you could make shakers. This would be nice for shakers because so much of it shows. Or you could use a really busy Christmas paper behind these letters. So that's an option, right? So I just think this is really a fun idea. It's not my idea. It's been around for a long time, but it is something that's any of us can do, and it could make a really great card. Now, I saw that the Jennifer McGuire did one with stencils where she wrote the word peace and kind of overlapped the letters. Now that one you would have to cut the actual letters out, and you know, after they're cut out, you could you know, cross them over and spread them out on your card. So you could use the word peace or something a little longer. So that's kind of a cool idea, and I just wanted to show you that. And one more time with that, I colored that cute little Santa and that cute little snowman, and I put a little wink of Stella on his hat. He's just adorable. And then I did the squiggle thing around the edge. You know how I do the squiggle thing around the edge of this one. So I thought those cards were fun. Okay, so I have a basket of cards, and some of them you've seen. So I'm going to start with these that you've seen. I had a video for these Gina K easel pop-ups, and I just wanted to show you that one more time. The Halloween one and this one. Now I have I'm going to show you all the fall cards first, and then I'm going to show you holiday. I'm going to get into winter and holiday, but I just thought those were super cute. I have a video for those. This is an old one that you might remember from Close to My Heart. It's just an idea of putting strips of paper behind a main image, and it's an easy, quick way to make a card. Last year, I made some Halloween cards where I did some blending of ink in the background of orange and yellow and left the top white so it looks like candy corn, and then I put a black silhouette on the top. This looks really cool. These are those Stampin' Up images from last year. These I have on my Facebook page that as our main image right now, and these are the I just blinked that the technique that where you swipe ink over an embossing folder and it causes it to black out. So, and you can use any color, but I have a video on how I made this, and then I also did pull the cards from last year that we made using that same blackout technique, one with blue and one with black, just so you can see. I made a couple of summery ones, the ocean, seashells, and these are really fun shakers. So that's amazing. I just think these turned out so much fun, and I was going to send them off, and I thought, oh, I got to show them one more time because they're just really special. Okay, and then Halloween, I used that. I have a lot of that Aurora Borealis paper, and you know, the back side of it is this really nice kind of they're just purples, blues, greens, kind of almost like a blend of colors, like I took blended ink. And just for kicks, I pulled out some of my Halloween images, and I wanted to make some monster cards, so I made a couple of those, and you can see I used the different backgrounds for that. And the reason I have a lot of these little monsters, I just think they're really cute, and I was trying to decide which ones to keep and which ones to get rid of, because I have enough of them now that it's time to get rid of a couple of sets, but I still didn't get rid of any because I pulled them out and they were all so different. I'm like, I have so many and I don't use them hardly ever. I just need to make that decision. This is that Honeybee Hutch, and a lot of these images are old, Close to My Heart images and stuff. I think I've shown these hutches before. I just wanted to kind of show you, like, you can put pattern paper in the background, and I just think they're super cute. And then, you know, I used white gel pen to make the little gingerbread men into skeletons. So that's different. Here is one that I showed you that's a drapery fold. This one I have a video for. I just think that pumpkin is super cool, and I'm going to be using that on some scrapbook pages soon. Then I got this new set from, let me think who makes it. I think not Crafter's Companion. It's, I'll think of it in a minute. I should have gotten it out because it's wrong to not give them credit. Kingston Crafts, those people from like HSN. So this is a very adorable and currently available, as far as I know, s'mores set. And I just wanted to make some cards with it. Now in the background, that wood grain, you can really see that wood grain paper. That is Stampin' Up wood grain paper. It's just white, and then I sponged around the edge a little bit to give it a kind of a toasted look. I don't know. And then the rest of it, of course, is Kingston Crafts. The papers in the background are from different companies. So I just thought it would be fun to make a batch of those. I was excited because I just got them in the mail. That's fun. And then these, of course, are ones that you've seen on my on a reel. I just kind of showed them really quickly. But basically, when I went to Daisy Lane, I got that stamp set that had these cute Halloween mugs, and I found these random papers in my stash, and I was trying to debate. I love the paper, I just didn't have much to go with it, and I thought, let's get it used. And so what I had together was this green wood grain and this stripe that has some green in it. And I had them together like I was going to use them together for something. And they've been in my stash forever. So this is a stash buster. I blended the white panel with orange ink, and I stenciled with some coffee beans, and then used my new stamp set. So fun. I think those are really fun, and so different than anything I've ever made, really. Now, this paper pack is unusual. It's bold. It's in your face. It's the Illustrated Faith pack, and I wish I had saved some of my scraps, like just to show you the full patterns, but I think you can get the general idea. And then I got out my leaf dies, and I just started coordinating cardstock. And so this was a stash buster that I did where I used up that bold paper, and these are like the picture pocket cards that I cut down a little bit. And I just think these are very unusual fall cards, but this whole set was sort of fall themed with the leaves and stuff. And the theme was like being thankful, and I thought this is awesome for some cards to send to JJ. And then I had a lot of these leaves left over. I just cut like gobs and gobs, and so a lot of them I put on the inside too. I just think these turned out really nice. Now, what's weird about this paper pack is that it has some odd colors. Like this color is a golden color, and then this has that olivey green. And those are not necessarily colors I would ever put with hot pink. But because this pack caught my eye, I thought I need to use it. And I made a batch of cards, a lot of them. I just think they turned out really great and very nice and different. So I made those. This was a smallish pack, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards out of that paper pack. And I think I used pretty much all of it. I only had a few strips and stripes left. So I think that turned out pretty well. Okay, last fall card. This one, one of my favorites that I've done recently. You know, I did a video on that not too long ago, but this set is still available, which makes me happy. All right, let's get into the holiday ones. This is the most recent one. I just did a video on this on Wednesday, and I just wanted to show it one more time because I love it so much. I finished this card with the little squirrel. Anyway, super cute. And then here's another one of those Gina K bridge cards. It's like a bridge easel. And it folds down and fits into an envelope. So that you just need an image that goes across the two pieces. And look how cool that is. I love how it turned out. Lots of sparkle and bling. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I did another stash buster. I'm going to show it last. I'll show this one. This one I showed you not long ago using the branch out stamps. If you don't want to buy all of the dies, totally fine. Just stamp it and look how pretty that is. And then I use stickles for the berries, and I use the postage set to kind of make this into postage on the front. I thought that was fun. Here is that card I made using that Aurora Borealis paper. And I think it's called Lights of Aurora or something like that. And then this is white embossed on the front. And you could white emboss anything. It wouldn't have to be, a secular theme. You could do anything. On this, a scene, row of houses, Santa flying through the sky. You could do, I did Halloween cards with these. I did a ton of Halloween cards with these, if you remember that. And so, you know, this paper is kind of fun to play with. And remember, the back of it is what I used for those other Halloween cards. Okay, so this paper pack, you know, when I choose a Stash Buster pack, I try to choose one that has a variety of patterns that look good on a card, not like scrapbooking patterns that are really big, right? And then I try to choose one that has stickers, pocket cards, maybe some chipboard, or some other embellishment. And this pack hit all of those things. I bought it at Daisy Lane for $3. And I got a lot of cards out of it for $3, okay? There's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 cards. I just added my own card bases, right? So I think that's pretty great. The problem I had was that after I opened it up, I realized that a lot of the stickers didn't coordinate together. So there were different colorways on the sticker sheet. And so there was like an angel. The only things on the whole thing that were blue, for example, there was like an angel and a ice skate, and I'm like, okay, those don't even go together. I don't know. So this was a big challenge. I'm really glad I didn't do this as a live stash buster because I struggled with this one. This one was easy because it has this great wood grain. I did the gingerbread and I had coordinating pieces, so that was really cute. This one was leftovers from, this was actually a scrapbooking strip that was like 12 inches long, and I just cut it down. And then this is chipboard pieces. And then I used one of the pocket cards and the little snowman chipboard along with the little mittens. I think I did pretty well considering what I had to work with. Ugh, it was very hard. This one, I just had different ornaments. The ornaments were chipboard, so my sticker didn't stick all the way down right there. It's driving me crazy, but it still looks great. And then I had a lot of leftover pieces. Some of them I put on the inside of the cards. I was going to do easel cards, and I was like, nope, these are all just going to be flat front. And this one is just a pocket card, and there was a Merry Christmas sticker on there, and I just put Merry on it. These were pieces and parts that were left over. There was I don't love this little Santa right here. I don't get his hands. Why are his hands that way? I don't get it. I don't like it. But the card turned out nice, and I was able to use this. I used up this flannel plaid. And like this one makes no sense. I had a lot of these hot cocoa candy mixes, but nothing really to go with them. This was the only thing bakery related. And then I had a whole bunch more pieces like that. So I just put it with this North Pole. It's kind of random, but I think it'll work. And then I had this little elf, and I had a whole bunch of more of these little ornaments. So I think that's pretty cute. Here I have the sleigh rides, hot cocoa, fresh snow, Christmas cheer. It could go on any card, but it didn't really go. One thing I noticed with this particular pack, I think it was a Lori Whitlock pack. I usually love those packs. But all the embellishments were red. I mean, if you look at these embellishments that I used, almost everything that I pick up is red. And because the papers were red, it was really hard to find a contrasting something. So I really appreciated that there was this brown paper in there. So now I have another thing to look for. When I'm looking for a stash buster, I am going to look for stickers and embellishments that are not all the same color and that kind of coordinate a little better. This is a pocket card. Again, I don't get the arms out like that. It's a weird thing. This is an old pack. You could tell this was probably one of the first Echo Park style packs that was made, and it is not my favorite. So this is a sticker. This is a pocket card. I just added some gems. I had some extra little pieces. I did have a few, not many, green stickers, and I tried to coordinate that with the red. This one, I just threw together. I had this sleigh rides. I had this tree. I couldn't not use it. And then this says cookies and cocoa included, so I threw a gingerbread man on there because I didn't have a lot that coordinated with this. There was certainly nothing related to sleigh rides. Very little snow. There was no sleds. There was no, I mean, I had the 2 snowmen. I don't know. So I think it's okay. It's okay. It's not my ideal. And then here we are again with this weird looking Santa with his arms out. And I just tried to use up what I could. The other paper that was in this pack was this reindeer. And I guess I could have put it with the sleigh ride thing. I don't know. The reindeer were kind of fancy looking with their curly antlers and stuff. And then a lot of the other stuff was more basic like this. So I wouldn't buy this pack again. $3 though. All right. I'm being too critical. Okay, so this, of course, is a sticker on top of a journaling card. You can tell that's a journaling card, right? And then I just kind of pieced it together. And then this one is the chipboard piece. So I had the sticker sheet that had that and the chipboard of that. And there you can see the reindeer a little bit better. I tried not to cover them up too much. Tried to cut my pocket cards down a little bit so that more of the background paper would show, because honestly, the background paper was my favorite part of this set. The pocket cards were just okay, and and a lot of duplication among the chipboard and the stickers. So I did a mix. Like you can see, this is chipboard, sticker, chipboard, sticker. So from now on, when I look at these sets, I am really going to look at them with a different eye and try to see what really coordinates together. Is there something weird that stands out? I mean, I seriously had a 2-inch ice skate. I had two 2-inch sized angels, but not a single message or color to coordinate with them. The only color that was the same color as the angels was this background sky. And snow. There were a couple snowflakes and an ice skate. Nothing else was blue. I was like, I'm not sure what to do with that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy that. These were some work for me. So I thought, I'm going to show these, by golly. All right. So, and then of course the ones at the beginning. And I hope you like what I've shown today. And some of them have videos with them on how I made them. And if you want to see that, you can go back and watch those. So thanks for joining me today. Have a great weekend, you guys. Bye-bye.